Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me good. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at Pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah. You know what I'm saying?
When we talk about crawfish, we talk about boiled crawfish, we talk about jambalaya, we talk about crawfish bread, we talk about crawfish pasta, crawfish etouffee, crawfish wrap, and crawfish jubilee.
Are you guys ready? Go. Chicken, eagle, snake. Chicken, eagle, snake. Chicken, eagle, snake. Chicken, eagle, snake.
この惑星の子供たちと呼ばれる存在にはおはようございます超授業だリンやそう全身でぶつかっていかなくてはならない、はい、もしよかったら付き合って声が小さいただ教師としてあるまじきそうですよ分かったこの惑星の教育は加減が難しいでも君はいい教師になる缶コーヒーのボスレインボーマウンテン
Hey, Foxy Lady, today's your birthday. Keep being Foxy, keep the wrinkles at bay. Foxy Lady! Foxy Lady! Foxy Lady! What a lady! Foxy Lady! Foxy Lady! Foxy Lady!
Avant que ce soit l'émeute et que tu me piques la vedette. Bon allez, salut à tous et à bientôt pour un nouveau Fréquence Kong. Ouf, un peu plus, c'était lui la star. Je l'ai échappé méga belle.
On a eu l'échappée belle. Frôler l'amour de peu. On a eu l'échappée belle.
Cause you frickin' fricks just can't ever be quenched. Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You frickin' fricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? You guys keep on asking for Sonic Adventure 3 and you're ruining the Sonic series. Hasn't it already suffered enough?
Imagine belonging to the world's greatest Patreon.
The Bombadcast presents the one and only club, a Patreon experience.
Ran by the most Bombad hosts of all time.
Let's be honest here. You'd be the biggest poodoo ever.
That is Star Wars talk for a piece of shit.
If you didn't join this Patreon, I mean, you'd be an absolute dumb.
The one and only club, Patreon Experience, is not sold in stores.
It's just 12 easy payments of $6.99 a month for the rest of your life.
But wait, use your card right now to sign up for it. Scotty and Jerry, that's me, will give you a shout out live on the air.
There will be 10 unique perks. 10 unique perks for you if you join this Patreon. It's hosted by two of the greatest people that ever existed.
Scotty J-Ro?
And me, Jerry Cable.
Can't beat that. Broadcast to dozens of people.
How many of you have been dared to jump a ditch with no shoes on?
Why would you ask that?
Well, if you did it and you're still here, please join the Bombadcast Patreon.
Come on. What's he gonna spend it on? Food?
Being a part of the Bombadcast Patreon is not a bad idea at all. Simply because, well, You don't really have that many good ideas. You're kind of an idiot. You're watching this.
That's absolutely right. Live on air, satisfaction guaranteed.
I hope you enjoy it.
It's so dense. Every single image has so many things going on.
Remember, when joining this Patreon, make sure you
stay Bombad.
Stay Bombad.
Stay Bombad.
Welcome to the Bombadcast.
What's up, foxy ladies and frickin' fricks? Welcome to another episode of the Bombadcast, maybe a holiday special edition of the Bombadcast. No, it's just right before Christmas. There's literally nothing holiday about this episode. Nothing. So don't get your hopes up. I mean, we are talking about something that is a staple of the holidays, of the last 13 years. Everyone's talking about Avatar. And we've been talking about for the last 13 years, Avatar in the Way of Water, waiting for it to come. We are going to stay Bombad tonight. But listen, before we get into all that, guys, welcome to the Bombadcast. This is the main show. This is our flagship, whatever you call this, YouTube experience, where we talk about Star Wars, we talk about pop culture, we talk about things that interest us because it's our show. If it was your show, you can talk about what you want, but you know what? It's our show. We just handed out a bunch of refrigerator magnets that look like this, with this little picture of us on there. And come talk to me when you get your picture on a refrigerator magnet. Okay. Can you slap yourself on your fridge? Right. But like not in like in a self-abusive way. Then come talk to me. Come talk to me when you have that. Okay. But also, every Wednesday on 8 Central Time, we have my buddy Scotty playing anything in the world of gaming. Bombad Gaming, a weekly video game stream. I think they just had a conversation about Mario and the graphics from 64, which was the first Mario I really got big into. Like I really remember. I don't know. I have a lot to say about this topic. I didn't realize until now. So I'm not going to do my own mini podcast. I'm going to just say, watch live every Wednesday, 8/7 Central. We're about to go on our holiday hiatus, but we'll talk more about like when we're going to be coming back pretty soon. But yeah, go check out that. And listen, coming back in the new year is Hyperfocus. It's my bi-weekly discussion show. I know with bi-weekly, it's either 2 times a week or every other week, and that is the every other week version right here, right now. So every other Saturday, I sit down with someone from the Star Wars YouTube space, and we have a chit chat, a bit of a sing dong, a little sing dong, a little bit of a cordial. We have a good time. Talk about Star Wars, maybe not Star Wars, and that's the fun thing about Hyperfocus. It's a very ADHD show. I'm a very ADHD person, so let me go ahead and get my mental anchor in here. My Bombad buddy, my Bombad brother, my co-host, Scotty. Come in, buddy. Scotty Jero.
What's the line from? And by the way, I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows. I think you'd be proud of me. I love it. I've been really on season 2 already.
It good?
It's the line. It was Laszlo's line of "He's my homeboy. He's my rotten soldier. He's my home. He's my sweet cheese."
Rotten soldier gets me. My rotten soldier. That's you, Scotty.
That's
You're my rotten soldier.
Well, look, it's funny. I'm actually going to be reaching out to one of these people very soon. I saw that Joe was in the chat, and I'm like, oh my
Oh,
god, it's weird.
Joe!
I
What's
just
up?
texted Jerry about Joe. I'm like, I have an idea,
He's
and I'll be messaging you.
Is he
soon,
messaging,
Joe.
watching this from the kennel in the living room or something? Right.
Well, look, you brought something pretty important though. You said you can get
kidding, Joe, love
magnets
it.
of this, and the only way you can do that is if you're a part of our Patreon. And I've got
Hi, listen, look at this. I'll take this. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
what?
Hi, husbands. You're welcome.
Husbands?
Yeah, hi. What's up? What's up, husband?
Oh, he's also part of the Patreon. I love Joe. But I'll show you this.
Joe's the
Look, here's my ode to Joe. And
Look at
like
the tits on that guy. I mean, come
and
on.
like William Gregory Hardy said, it's
Yeah.
not scripted. It's Bombad. So none of this
Bombad.
is
I mean,
scripted. None of it.
Listen, Joe, that's redonkulous, dude. I mean, what do you like? You look like you're smuggling a couple of beach balls. What the hell? That's awesome. Look at that.
Look how happy I am.
You look
I'm
like
in
a He-Man
shock.
action figure from the 80s. Like, look at that.
What a king.
Anyway.
God, I love Joe.
Yeah,
With
Joe's
all
a
that
king.
being said,
Can't wait to have him on the
please loosen the shackle. Oh, anyway, I gotta plug this real quick. We do have a
Aren't
Patreon.
they fuzzy? They're fuzzy.
Yeah,
They should be
they're fun.
comfortable.
They're comfy. They're pink fuzzy ones. But yeah, Patreon. We got a Patreon. If you want to join us and support us, by all means, you're more than welcome
Please
to be a
do.
part of it. We've got exclusive shows, $7 a month. This will be coming back in full swing. And I know Jerry has some plans for Candy Corner.
This will be listen, and I might just up and do something this holiday. Who knows? I
That's
got
true.
5 days off. You know,
God,
I
that's
got
nice.
nothing to do but pace around.
Yeah.
You know, and all that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, and spend time with my kid. There's that too. But not till Christmas Day, not till the day of. So
Not till
listen,
the day of.
you don't know what's gonna get up in my craw in the next.
But it's funny. But Joe will be in my crawl. But right here, as you can see, these are our wonderful patrons right here, our supporters on Bombadcast. We've got Trevor, Richard, Rasputin,
Yes.
Preston Dugas, Buck O'Brien, Alden Diaz, David K2S Bro, Trey Mitchell, Wesley Ruid, Chase Hauser,
You
Neil
mind if I read
Lowry.
some?
Yeah, read some. Get those names
I want to
going.
read. I want to read. I don't get to read these. Todd DeGrossier, Brian Fennessy, M from Pink Milk, Michael McBoy, Brian Fry, Jeff Qualio, Jared the Dark Jedi, Seth Parnell, Nick Milky, Rick
His
Villanueva.
kids are in the chat. Nick's daughter's in the chat
and-
hanging out with us tonight.
Oh, what's up? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the jokes I was making now.
No,
just-
don't. They're
William
okay.
Hardy. The man, the myth, the legend. Actually, his name's Greg now, isn't it, or something?
Gregory.
Can I call you
Mhm.
Greg? Sir. But anyway, no, join our Patreon, guys. And I was, we showed that commercial for the first time in a while. Like, listen,
Yeah.
this all pays for the niceness of
Yes, the new quality that we are experiencing here on our show.
We put a majority of this stuff right back into it, right back into you
Literally.
guys as well, like into sending you guys some stuff and everything, you know.
And we did that.
And
Look, I want to show them. Jerry was referring to it earlier. We've
I
got
actually
our
have
Bombad-
mine in the living room now.
Oh,
Look
so
at
you
that.
got all of them? You got all of
I
them?
got
That's
mine. I got mine
10
with
of
my little
these?
cards. Oh,
Cool,
beautiful.
awesome. You
Beautiful.
need to give those to Eleanor. Say they're from Uncle Scotty because I think
I
she'd
should have.
like that.
Oh, I need to.
When you
I
see
need
her.
to. She would love that.
Gotta love them.
Listen.
And that being said, I'm very happy to have the discussion today. And I do want to hype one thing. When we come back, Bombad's going to have a lot more planned for you, a lot more to expect in the future.
Yes.
A lot more interactive streams. We've been playing around with this idea, by the way, having our chats be something you can see on screen and being able to contribute, make it more interactive. And we will say we've had a lot of success with something too. I don't know if you looked at our most recent TikToks. Our YouTube shorts did pretty well about our reviews for Avatar, but our TikToks are doing really well. I have one TikTok that blew up. It's got like 5,000 views. So that's pretty good for first week really trying to do it. But we want to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok and be able to go live on TikTok and Instagram exclusively for some fun streams, some nice little portrait streams.
please go give them your information so that we can stream. No, we're taking the talks, please.
Yeah, we're
Please
trying
go
to.
check that out. We're trying to crack new ground, you know. So but
always.
Yeah. Old dogs, new tricks.
That's right.
Really, it's just me.
Yeah, it's just Jared. That's okay. But regardless, we're super excited to be here. We've got
so
some fun
excited.
stuff planned. We will warn you, we won't be going live probably for the next 2 weeks. I'll be doing Bombad Gaming still, but we will not be doing Bombadcast because we're going to be in a creative mode. We want to be able to provide everyone with what they want, new stuff, and give us a little bit of a break and work together. So
we
got a lot
always
going
like, I
on.
don't know if you've noticed, every year we try to kind of revamp the show a little bit, like not revamp, but kind of reinvigorate it. And, you know, keep the same Bombad style, but say, how can we push it further? How can we, you know, because this is such a one of the most important creative outlets of the 21st century here. Is
People back
Bombadcast.
at this, like they look at David Letterman. They'll be like, "Oh wow, these guys are setting new ground."
Can you believe these
for
guys? Yeah,
streaming."
every year. I mean, listen, we're so close to having like producers and all kinds of stuff on set. It's gonna be great.
Shill's here.
Hey, what's up, Shill?
Disney Shill's here.
yeah. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You showing up for the old Disney fair. Good for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Putting in the long hours, even on a holiday.
And we gotta give a shout out to our favorite Shills. Here we go.
Oh yes,
there's one.
There's one
Here's
right there.
another.
Nick Milky,
There's
McBoy.
another.
Oh yeah,
And
I love this.
Chichitty.
This one's good too. This one actually, he can't see me right now.
No,
So,
it's great.
You know, like,
You can't.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
that
it's
nice?
great. It's so nice to make fun of someone for that. But no, I'm excited to get into that creative mode. Like it, and listen, baby birds, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back always. Like,
No worry.
don't worry. But
Little
you know,
breaks
we want
are
to
nice.
little breakies for us are very good because we come back reinvigorated and we. Scotty, I don't know if you noticed. Usually after a pretty decent break, me and you come back and do a banger of a show.
Yeah, it happens every time. We have
Like every
we have some
time.
big plans. I'll be reaching out to someone in the chat actually soon. If he's still in here, I'll pull up the name.
Oh, I
But,
wonder. You
maybe,
could probably just shout into the living room.
yeah, maybe I'll let him out of the cage for one evening, and he'll be able to actually come and be a part of something.
Yeah.
some
Oh, look at that.
experience.
Yeah. Have him
We'll
put his little
see.
bow tie on. You know.
Remember
You see, that'd be
though,
cute.
remember, high five your screen. Make sure we
High five,
our
Paul
screen.
Stanley. Here we go.
Yep. You don't see us doing it, but every time this pops up, Jerry and I
We do
in our studio thumbs, which we
You
see
have
to
to
the
do it,
right of
like,
ours. We
or
do
this.
it.
You know, you can do, but one or the other. Ha!
Oh,
Except
man.
this would be our camera. You know,
Yeah.
so like Paul's down
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Paul's down here.
That's what I have to do. That being said, shout out to some other people just because it's I'm feeling it tonight. Your grandparents stuck in their retirement communities. That's
The
going to be
holiday
us for 2
season.
weeks. It's going to be us for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be kind of nice. We'll be relaxing at Jabba's Palace. Shout out to Paul and Sly
Seeing
for
our
their wonderful,
grandparents and all that.
wonderful duet. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to George. Rick
big
and
shout out to
the-
George and
and the
Rick.
cavalcade of enemies from Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 for some
Yeah.
reason.
Surprise!
This-
Actually, he actually did the voice of most of those. No one knows this.
Yes,
He actually did
no
the
one
voice of
knows
most of
this.
those.
Bombad
Especially the one in the
exclusive.
striped boxer shorts. Like,
Shout
there's
out to
Scotty.
your moms.
Scotty absolutely destroying your mother at a PF Chang's bathroom. Yes.
So multi-layered.
And I mean,
Another
I do
one.
this. I do the same, but I usually go to like I usually do Panda Express. That's mine.
That's right.
I'm not
Fortune
as
cookies
fancy.
are the worst. Shout out to Jared for losing. So we're
Yeah.
we're all
Oh,
doing
sorry,
good here.
Shout out to Michael Chiklis Jabba, who I just glossed over.
Yeah,
just
you
there.
did.
Yeah, we love Michael. We love a Michael Chiklis Jabba.
So
handsome. Do we love him?
So handsome.
Look at that. Look
Yeah.
at him.
Look at this. Tim Cook enjoying Bombadcast on his phone. His nice iPhone. He's probably like 2 iPhones ahead of everyone. So he's like iPhone. He's probably like iPhone 15.
He probably.
You know? What do you think?
That dude probably already has the one that's implanted into his brain. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And one more shout out
Or
to
it's in his
Sexy
glasses.
Jerry. Sexy
Oh, yeah,
Jerry,
there he is.
Sexy vintage Jerry. Stay Bombad like
Where'd
him.
that guy go?
I know. Sexy vintage Scotty.
Oh, yeah.
But that being said, we're here to talk about some Avatar. Jerry and I got very passionate last week when we talked about the first Avatar. I was
We got a
crying.
little heated.
Jerry was like, "This is the movie
I
you're gonna
was-
want to see, you idiots!" It was exciting. Ooh, man.
It was crazy because I we don't tend to yell at the audience and stuff,
No.
but like me and you, when we're passionate about something, when we think something gets hate unnecessarily, we will
Yeah.
shout at people.
Oh,
We'll
we
go,
will.
listen, you trollops, stop what you're
Stop.
doing.
Come on.
Stop it.
Admit that this is good. Just admit you're stupid and you don't understand how good some of these things are. It's not hard. You're just an idiot.
We are your overlords. It's fine.
Not hard.
It's just simple. It's simple mathematics.
I'm just happy that we saw this movie. Yeah, I've seen it twice. How many times have you seen it now? You see it once or twice? I don't know.
I've seen it twice.
Jesus, what's wrong with us?
Well, and here's the thing.
6 hours of our life.
I had there not been the storm from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer hitting where I live right now, literally outside right now, it's been snowing since 3 p.m.
Wow.
And yeah, I was gonna go watch this in IMAX.
Yeah,
Friday.
again, dude, I didn't know that.
Like,
That's
I haven't seen it.
amazing.
I haven't seen it in IMAX. I haven't seen it in IMAX. The IMAX is 30 minutes away in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And that's a
No, you
long way
can't.
to
You
definitely
definitely
on
can't.
the interstate where there are pileups and things
Yeah.
like that. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna brave it yet. But Scotty, I did see it twice.
Okay.
But I have a
Good.
confession.
Yeah.
I fell asleep the second time. Not
Really?
because it was boring, because I had stayed up the night before
Papa
doing my
Jerry.
review for the channel.
Yes,
And
yes,
still
the
got up and
TikTok.
went to work. That's how you do. We're grinding
Yep.
at both ends, kids.
Yep.
We're doing it. That's what we're doing. That's what you got to do.
We are a fan of this movie and
Yes.
this, I guess, now set of movies, and I'm very excited to kind of
It's a
dive
franchise.
into it. So, like, our hype going into it was huge. Obviously, based on last week's stream, I was crying watching the trailer again. I was very excited to see this movie.
Yeah.
But what was your viewing experience like? Because I've got a good one and I've got a bad one for me personally. But what was yours like? Because I haven't actually asked you this yet. Because you didn't complain about your viewing experience, so I guess it was good. But you had to wait. You had a little bit of a different time than I did. You had to wait a little bit longer.
And here's the thing too, is I was not going to go see it until Monday after work.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to have sleep like a normal human being, because I know you need sleep to function, and so that's what I was going to do and be responsible for work. But I think it was about after you and a couple more friends saw it on Friday. Saturday, I think it was Saturday during the day, I was like, fuck it. I'm getting I'm going. I dropped off. I had Eleanor. I dropped off Eleanor and I went right to the theater from dropping her off. And it was packed. It was packed. In fact, I was sitting between two young couples. It was very, very great, kind of a thing. It was young love on both sides of me, and then me in the middle, just watching these blue
We talking
people.
teenage, high school, college? Like what are we?
No, like adult couples.
Okay, that's good.
Like
good.
like mid. I'd say mid to late 20s.
I didn't know if you had to deal with like people trying to get their freak on next to you, because I've happened.
No. These were old enough that they got that done in the car. On the way in. But no, and I went to a 7:00 screening. There were actually several kids in there as well.
Oh, wow.
Like
That's cool.
younger than mine, which I'm like, listen, you do you,
really
boo.
young.
I'm not gonna say that's pretty young for something, I think, but hey, you know your kid better than I do.
Right?
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think some people, it just, it depends on what they're doing, what they want to see.
Sure.
Again, I don't judge other parenting techniques, because I think your kid, what's good. So
yeah,
whatever.
That's true. That's fair.
But it ended up being really good. I know we were talking, like, we've talked with some friends about like bad experiences with kids.
Yeah,
it was kind of fun because you heard
That's
them getting
cool.
excited about some of the things. You heard them going, "Oh, is that the one that blah blah?" It was like good. It was little and quiet and concise, and it was just I love. To me, that adds to the theater experience. It's a group communal experience, and was watching these kids probably watch. It was like me. My parents took me to see Jurassic Park when I was 6. But no one paid attention to the ratings back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Oh, and anyway, apparently they took me to see Ghostbusters 2 at 3. And so that's how I am the way I am.
They knew what they were doing.
They were setting me up for success.
Yes.
But but that screening, great. And, like everything, like, I mean, I was balling up my fists at moments and everything, I got really angry at people because this is people going after someone's family and a dad protecting his family. And listen, y'all know I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
And kind of a thing.
Worked. And it worked for me too.
It worked really well.
Really well.
My second screening great. I loved it just as much. It didn't feel long at all. I fell asleep due to exhaustion alone and was pissed off at myself that I fell asleep because
Was it like
so
a little bit
it
into
was
it and you're just like,
it was right after, so spoilers, we're gonna get into spoilers.
Full
Right after the
spoilers,
shark
okay.
attacks, I forget the name of the youngest son.
yeah, I know you're talking
And the whale saves him. And then I
Yeah.
woke back up, like, I think they were about to, it was at least 10 minutes later.
Oh, that's not
And
bad
I was,
though, Jerry.
I
10
was,
minutes
no, and
isn't
it's,
bad.
well, honestly, I don't know. I have to go watch it again because I forgot. Like, with the time I woke up, I was like, "Oh, this is a little ways after that."
Well, that
but
scene, the scene that follows, it's a very, like, it's
what's him telling them? Like, he takes the blame.
and well, it's also Jake
Yeah.
Sully's son, like having that very emotional connection with the whale. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a scene where it can be kind of chill.
Pycon.
Yeah. Yes.
See, I remember Pycon's name because Pycon's Pipecon. Sorry, Pipecon's what you and Joe go to in February, isn't it? Yeah, that's Pipecon.
Oh, Jerry, that's amazing.
So sorry,
Oh, Jesus,
I didn't mean to
that's
give you.
good.
I don't want to dox you on stream.
That's amazing.
But anyway, no, PyCon is real G. PyCon's an OG. So
Yeah.
just gotta say,
Well,
I love my boy PyCon.
I can tell you this much: my viewing was a little bit different than yours.
Please
My
don't.
my first viewing was immaculate. It was perfection, and I mean that through and through. I decided to go at 4:15 after work on Friday, and I was like, "Katie, is that is that fine?" She had no interest in seeing the movie, so she was okay with it. She still doesn't, which is fine. I don't really care. But
Katie, watch it.
There's things
Just
that
watch it.
you and your partner may not like together, and that's one of them, and I'm fine with that.
That's totally fine.
And
That's totally
and I
fine.
sat there in the theater alone. I got just a water bottle because I knew I was going to get thirsty, and I sat there and I
You
actually
get thirsty watching Way of Water.
I knew I would. So I was sitting there and I was like, I really have to go to the bathroom. So my first screening, I did go to the bathroom after Sigourney Weaver's Kiri? No, is it Kiri? Is that her name?
Kitty.
Kiri.
Kiri. It's Kiri.
Either way, I had to go to the bathroom after she had her moment with Awa. So I did go to the bathroom after that scene, and that was the only time I used the bathroom there. And James Cameron was right. I'd be right back. He said, "You're gonna come back and see this movie. If you have to go to the bathroom, just go to the bathroom." And he was dead serious, right? So that first screening was amazing. There was no frame rate issues. I heard people having frame rate problems in their screenings.
Oh no.
I was in IMAX. I was in IMAX 3D. It was phenomenal. So then I had a plan to go see it that next day with Troy and Troy's wife and my uncle Ricky and my cousin. And we get there and like the IMAX screen. I sent you a photo in the group chat. The IMAX screen, like, because it's two. For those that don't know, IMAX projectors, and you know this, I think are two projectors that go on the same thing. Well, one projector was off sync with the other, and it took 45 minutes to try to get it fixed. They did end up getting it fixed, and so like the kind of beauty of it all was we got our voucher, we got free movie vouchers to go see another movie, and then we also got a refund. So I got my money back in full, and I got free tickets on top of it. So
that's how you do it. That's thrifting. That's way to thrift.
It worked out. It worked out great, and I was lucky enough to be able to get that. And so my second viewing wasn't as good. I went to the bathroom a couple of times because it already felt kind of unceremonious, which was fine.
Right.
But I think when I see it another time, probably next week, I'm going to end up probably sticking through the whole thing again, or being able to enjoy it that way. I've got other free vouchers to another theater. I got one for Cinemark because my Glass Onion screening was pretty bad. But all that being said, for a first viewing and a second viewing, it was phenomenal. I mean, through and through, it was phenomenal. And I actually want to talk about this too. Like leaving that theater, I did not want to spoil it for you. And I meant that with my whole heart because that night before we just talked about it, I was like, oh my God, like Jerry is going to eat this movie up. And I remember texting you like, dude, like y'all aren't ready. And we've got friends in our group chat, in our Goon Squad group chat, that still haven't seen it and don't plan on seeing it. I'm like, you just gotta, like, you maybe didn't like the first one, but this one kind of redeems a lot of the demons of the first one, a lot of the whitewashing of the first one, a lot of the, things that people complained about. James Cameron took those complaints and then resolved them tenfold and then added some new layers. My overall review of this movie was, stunning. It is the most beautiful visual movie I've ever seen. Again, he did
Yeah.
it again. He topped the first Avatar in terms of visuals. I couldn't believe
It's
it. Couldn't believe it.
kind of crazy.
Yes.
And I mean, he did change. Like, we're going to change up the scenery a little bit. We're going to go out of the
Yeah.
trees. We're going to go to the oceans.
Yes.
Which I'm a sucker for the ocean.
Oh, me
of course.
too.
I love that kind of stuff. Love beach vacations, and
Yep.
all that. But this, I don't know. Like, you kind of have a big thing. Like, we talked about how big, like, Avatar back in the day was like this feast for the eyes. It
Mhm.
was something special. It was like the 3D in it wasn't cheap or gimmicky. It
Nope.
legit added to the experience. And I mean, up to when I got to see it, I was thinking up to when the reviews started coming out, I was
Sure.
thinking, is it going to hold up still? Or is it going to even do anything? And I don't think I was quite as blown away, like mind-blowing, like
Mhm.
mind-bendingly, but
Yeah.
I was definitely, I don't know about you, I was immersed in the world again. And
yeah.
I loved I loved the bulb in my second screening was going out, I think, in the projector.
Oh,
So
really?
that's just a little movie theater. I used to work at a movie theater, and so it was
Yeah.
like it was very dim. And so the things didn't pop as much, but that first showing, I mean, everything was just bright and like
So
the
I was saying
windows,
this.
the glass always gets me in the first Avatar and this one.
Yes.
It's
I was going
and
to
the
say
water.
that. So
Oh, man.
I was going to mention that I was on Trey's podcast, Mile High Cinema, which is a great podcast to be on. It was me and
You should
Preston.
I've been on that.
And we were literally, I was on it yesterday. We had a good recording session.
Fantastic.
And I talked about, there's a few things when you watch these big blockbusters or when you watch like a visual masterpiece like this one.
Yeah.
And there's one shot in there that literally, and I texted you this. I said the word how like 5 times. One of
Yeah,
the 5
which scene was
times
it?
I said how was whenever they were hunting the whales in the first time, and there's a shot of the submarine like little vessel that goes to like blow their little arms up to like make them rise. There's a
Yeah.
shot where he added a warp to the actual underwater vessel, like the glass in it, and like the actual world warped around that little glass like
Yeah.
that I guess that shield, whatever I was so freaking out because I'm like, not only did he take into account the fact that it would actually warp the visual that you see because you're underwater. Like when you look at an aquarium, those fish you see are a lot smaller than they actually are because the glass is so thick. And so
Yeah.
you're watching him do the submarine, and James Cameron is a marine biologist, so he took into account what he's seen. And like when you look through I haven't been in a submarine, but if you see it in the movie, they actually warped the bending of the actual like curvature of the submarine, and you can see that the whale, when it flies over that part, it actually warps him to be a lot bigger, and then he goes back to being small. And I go,
Yeah.
like, how do you program that? Like, how do you know to do that? It's just
art,
small
man.
things like that. It really
And
is
also
just
a
small
lot
things
of
like that.
time. I mean,
Yes.
they've been working on this for how many years? Like 7 years now?
Yes. God,
Like almost a whole effing decade.
It's unbelievable. And like I was sitting there, and that was one of the moments I went, how a couple of like the scenes where like they're underwater and Awa's glowing in the tree, and like they're making contact with the tree. There's just, I don't know, it was stunning. It really was a beautiful movie, and I left really excited to text you and tell you how I felt. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is such a it feels like you and I have been the only 2 people in our space, like not only 2, but a handful of 2 people that have been like super hyped and excited about this.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, again, I give it up to you. You've been the most hyped. Like I was like, I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it because it's Avatar and that was a huge thing. But you,
Yes.
my friend, have kept the guard tower lit and all
Well,
that
thank
kind of
you,
stuff
Jerry.
like this whole
I
time.
appreciate
I said
that.
it last week. I say it this time too. So
This is one of the ones
yeah.
where I knew I was right when I was watching it. You're like, okay, this
Yeah.
movie's gonna cross 1 billion. I mean, there's, by the end of the holiday weekend, the word of mouth spread of this movie is going to be like, I'd imagine when I see my dad, I'm like, Dad, we've got to go see it. Like you
Yeah.
gotta like, you're just like, dude, you're
I'll say,
off
as soon
work
as
for
the
a couple
roads are
days.
plowed, I want to go to the theater. I mean, it's one thing
Exactly.
I got to watch Babylon because
Yes.
Babylon's in theaters now. But there's we listen. you're gonna like the word of mouth is gonna be insane. I don't think this is going anywhere. For a
No,
little
not at
bit.
all.
For a hot
So
minute.
was there any details you really liked about this one? Like, I know we can give our review as we go through this, but like, was there any particular things you were like, wow, like that was something I didn't expect, or I I don't know, like, was there anything
So
for you personally that you were like, holy shit, like this is insane?
the first big like, oh, okay, wow,
Mhm. Mhm.
was when you find out that Miles Quaritch is alive and
Oh,
well. Which,
yes.
if you again, if you're not up on your characters, Michael
Uh-huh.
Quaritch is the
Stephen Lang
stereotypical,
character.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, Steve, but like the stereotypical like sergeant in the military, like,
Yeah.
all right, soldier, let's go.
Yeah.
He's back, and he is. They've added depths
Yeah.
and layers to this dude.
Yep.
I mean, with a lot of things, we've got that. Like, we were all like, "Oh, look at that little kid, that little human running around
Uh-huh.
with the Avatar people
Uh-huh.
and stuff." What is this? We're getting full spoilers again. I mean,
Yeah.
that's his son.
Stephen Lang's son.
That's Miles Quaritch's son, and God, and I think the most pleasant, and I saw it coming as soon as like that happened, and then they're like looking around. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the. Y'all know I was talking big about the skull. The skull
Uh-huh.
thing really stuck
Oh,
with me in the
yes.
trailers because it's
Yes.
that juxtaposition of the man or the person you are versus the person you were. And I was thinking it was Jake Sully going like, like looking at his past and kind of going like, that's a part of me, but I'm going to reject that for
Yeah.
now, because I'm with my family now. This is
Yeah.
the true place I'm supposed to be. And it was like that, but like you said it kind of like in a mirror darkly a little
Oh,
bit,
it was an inverse. It was like
It was
he became the monster that he used to hunt. And like that moment of realization when he woke up out of his unconscious state and he is an avatar body and he's like fighting people and there's that one shot that I think you probably lost your mind on when he looks out of the space station and he sees
Oh yeah.
Pandora below and he sees his reflection.
You know me. I
Oh
love my
my
glass.
God.
I love my Avatar glass shots.
It was
All of them are
crazy.
perfect. All
It's
of them are
crazy.
perfect. I want to go back and watch because I noticed the subs were warped and stuff. I didn't quite
Yeah.
notice how well.
Look
But I
for
was
it.
saying like,
Oh,
oh,
look
that's
for it.
neat. It's a bubble. And now I want to
Uh-huh.
go like I want to go back. I gotta see this before it's not in 3D anymore.
I know, because I
thing.
don't want to buy 3D conversion crap for my TV. Like it doesn't do the same. It's
Do they
not the
have
same.
that? It's
They
not
used
the
to have
same.
it. I don't think they have it as
You
much
can
as
just
they
get
might.
a 3D TV. You probably could go get a really great deal on a 3D TV right now, right? I don't know if it would look like shit or
I
not, but
forgot about 3D. Remember 3D Blu-rays?
this
God,
this movie
what a
is
joke.
why. This movie
Yes.
is, and what's funny is that movie didn't even release in 3D when it first came
No.
out on
Nope.
Blu-ray. They're like,
No. Isn't it funny?
nah, y'all, sorry.
So awesome. But yeah,
So I'm
like that
give me
that
that
was a great.
crack that is this in 3D, please.
This is one of those movies there were so many twists in terms of story that I couldn't even begin to like, oh, that's where they're going with this. There's no new
Yeah.
big bad. It's the same big bad, but he has way more of a vendetta. And the theme that kept repeating was him having to experience his own death. And he was like, if I died out there, if you see this message is because I didn't make it out there, and he's like, and
Yeah.
that's certainly not going to be the case. And then he that first scene where he has to, admit that he did die in some capacity. Then they go to what do they call it? The shed? They called it the shed or something
They
weird.
call it the shack.
The shack.
Yeah.
And so they go to the shack and then he sees, just a thing out there and he's like, well, wait, that might be, and he
Can you
brushes it off.
imagine?
Him. God.
It's like the Ebenezer Scrooge moment.
Oh, it's good. Yes.
Like
yes.
It's essentially, but it's like so there is some interesting things that they do in this just sci-fi wise. This is, I think, the best sci-fi we've had in, I'll say, you know what? I'll say 20 years.
Yeah.
I think even before the first Avatar. I think
to me, it's like
it's miles ahead of that.
It's like the milestone ones for me were like Avatar. Then of course you had some things like Interstellar was that for
there
me
is
for a
this
minute.
too. There's the
Yeah,
stage.
the shack. That's where. You know what's funny too, by the way? Angus Young is in the chat. We haven't mentioned this yet. Angus Young from AC/DC. You've
Oh,
been
hey, what's up,
shot in the
Angus?
knee. Baby lawn equals Babylon, which I don't quite know what that means. What we've got here is a
Well, I said,
failure
yeah.
to communicate. Now some managers can't reach. Not that we got here last week. That's a tell. This is great.
Good.
I'm loving this.
Listen, it's good to have you in here, Angus. Thanks again for all that you do.
The guitarist for AC/DC in the chat. This is
Ain't
very
gonna
exciting.
die. Also, just real quick, I'm gonna just go ahead and address this. Scotty, I don't know about you. I think we should
Confirmed.
definitely cover the Barbie movie. We're gonna cover the Barbie
Yes.
movie, and you know what, Joe? I think that Joe should come on with us. when we
Yes, that'll
cover
be
that.
guaranteed.
Joe, will you come on and review the Barbie like in-depth analysis? And I'm serious too, because I think that movie's gonna be incredible.
The trailer alone.
The trailer has been so effing good.
So good.
Oh man.
But
the
yeah.
confused laughs that it gets from the audience. Like, what? Barbie, what?
The 2001 parallels, as you can tell, big fan of it.
Beautiful.
It's so good. But yeah, the sci-fi alone, you're right, was very off. It's off.
Woo, he said
hinges.
yes.
Perfect. We got it. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
But like you watch a movie like this and you're like, well, how can they top the other one in story? You give Jake Sully a family, so you automatically have that. You make Natiri, like I love the part that she's saying every chapter in their life earns a bead. It's kind of like, I thought of it kind of like a rosary, like every
Remind me of the Calicori from Star Wars.
Yes,
bring it back to Star Wars.
That's right. That's good. It's like you see her go through those struggles, and we knew her dad passed away. Her mom's still alive, and she's got kids, and it hasn't been easy, but he's raising a family, and there was some brutal moments in those opening sequences of they did the classic monologue, the Jake Sully monologue, which they didn't do after. They stopped that trope after that scene. He doesn't do any monologues except for the very, very end as well. So I like that they kind of got rid of the narration there, which was nice. Then
there'll be a director's cut, much like Dune, where it comes back and he's inside his head the whole time.
Yes, yes. Or Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner was nothing but monologues like that I'm glad they got cut, but makes the movie a little bit more dramatic. But that being said, that twist was great. The idea of Sigourney Weaver's I guess it's so weird. Grace's
her Jesus Jesus child.
She died in the presence of Awa, and then somehow her avatar got pregnant with another version of her, which is just like her.
She's
so
reincarnated.
It's awesome.
It's like if Jesus was reincarnated from a guy before or something.
Yes.
Or if actually it's nothing there's so much to it. It's like a Messiah type of thing, but it is different. There's those wrinkles.
Yes.
Oh, it's so rich.
It's even
though this has a lot of interesting things. This brings up a lot of interesting questions about their cloning process and everything, because Miles Quaritch and them, it's all in on it. They brought the bald dude back too that I hated in the first one. That I hated because you're supposed to hate him. He's like, "Hey, meals on wheels," kind of stuff, you know. The guy who was an ableist mother effer, that guy, he's back. But yeah, no, these guys, they are created with their DNA. They're not them. They have their memories. Was interesting.
So weird,
because he had this whole thing where he would tell, he told his son, I'm not him, I'm not him, but I have his memories. It's weird. It's interesting.
It's weird. And then he has to become the father he didn't expect. Even the father that his human version wasn't. And he kind of takes on the dad role pretty well. It's very Vader Luke,
This is
how he kind of resents him at first, and then he's kind of I feel bad for my dad.
This
very
is
weird.
I mean, I don't have a relationship like that with my dad. My dad's been, a pretty decent guy most of my life. And so, but I know people, you have that dad who's an asshole, but he's your dad. Still. And that was very much, this was a story. This is a great Father's Day story.
It really was.
Because you got Jake who's protecting his family, and then this guy who's maybe trying to reconnect with his son, but also hunting down this other dude's family.
That's the thing. It's like
God, it's so nuanced. It's so
he's got
there's just
such
so much to it. It's juicy.
he's got such a vendetta for Jake, and it's understandable. That's the whole reason why he gets killed. But it's really Natiri, and like the scene where he's like, I don't have a relationship, but you can kill him. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference. Talking about Spider, but like knowing damn well that he does care for Spider when Natiri puts the knife to his chest,
Which is
and
why
that part
Natiri did that.
That freaked me out because I don't know if Spider even sees Natiri in the same light anymore. Because there's that scene where she's just killing people and she's just going crazy, killing these scientists and killing these, I guess, Marines or whatever you would call them. And like he's sitting there like,
Well, they were all whalers,
God.
whalers and Marines,
Yeah,
basically.
But it was brutal to watch those scenes, and like I don't know, you take in a lot of the Star Wars aspect, like the father-son aspect, the trials of that, the mentorship of that. And like Jake's got, he's got 4 great kids, but one of them's kind of a slacker, one of them's kind of a troublemaker, and the whole movie shows that. And of course, spoil it. It's the one good kid. The wrong one died. Like
the wrong kid died.
That was it. And they had that trope.
That's the worst case of cut in half I've ever seen. Honestly. So
arm cut in half. The worst case of that too.
But that was cool. By the way,
awesome.
Where's Jermaine Clement's character? Is he okay? Is he all right? I want him to survive. I liked him.
Oh, the one, the scientist. The one that was
scientist. Like, that was Jermaine Clement from What Was in the Shadows, from all that. Like Flight of the Conchords. And he did a very good American accent.
Oh, it was
he did not sound like himself. But I love that he was like, this guy's like, I'm only here because these guys pay for my research, but I hate every single thing about them. I hope that he's okay and all right, because he was kind of out in that boat stuff, and I hope he gets to join in with, the nice scientists, like and Norm and all that.
Norm and all them. I was
with them.
But it's funny because I was watching this thinking, well, what's the next unobtainium if they're even going to do that? Like, is there going to be a next one of those? Come to find out, I mean, there was a slight one where it shows the evil of human nature of like, we want to prolong ourselves, but you don't realize through Awa or through your spiritualism, you can find eternal life or whatever you would say for that.
Well, or you could just have peace.
Or just experience life without worrying
live
about
in
aging.
Peace and harmony with nature and everything.
God, $80 million. I was like,
again,
$80 million doesn't seem like that much in 2140, whatever, 2150,
whatever it is. But even to go through all of that trouble to take down a sentient space whale. These are sentient. These are very much sentient creatures, and they're hunting them down. They're mainly the ones with kids, and because they're vulnerable, and they'll kill them just to take a little bit of their brain fluid, because it keeps us from aging.
So evil. God, it's so evil. And
evil.
The worst part is that is not far from how it actually go down in real life. Like truly, there is real whaling too as well. You doing? Hey, my name is Akmal. Well, Akmal.
Hey,
Rose
what's up,
is here.
Akmal?
Akmal Rose. Got some.
They say what you doing, and then that. So hey, what's up? Shut up.
Lead singer of Guns and Roses, Akmal Ruse.
Yeah,
Akmal Ruse. Very good.
Yeah, very much so.
But
anyway,
no. I want to kind of get into this too. There's some really huge themes in this movie, and that one you touched on really well was like, it's kind of the Buddha idea of like seeing, I see you, being able to see the spirit of Buddha or the spirit of Awa and all living things, and like that idea of him, Jake Sully's son, being an outcast, but also there was an outcast. What was the name of it, Jerry? You said it earlier.
Oh, Pycon.
Pycon.
And they were
like, don't mess with him.
He had like the most badass Free Willy moment of all time.
Yes,
that whale wrecked shop, bro.
God, it was beautiful.
It was like if Free Willy and Die Hard had a baby, that would be that scene.
the Pycon moment where he connects with Pycon and like they have that shared memory experience and he sees
Yeah.
what Pycon went through to make them, because Pycon was essentially trying to stop the whalers from whaling and he went to go attack
Yeah.
them, and
He was trying
then
to stop it to get
uh-huh,
peace,
he
right?
got his arm ripped off, he got his fin ripped off, and I was like,
And he had one of
man,
those
that's
the spears in his
yep,
things in his fin
yep.
still. Yeah.
Such good storytelling. I mean, really,
Mm.
like it layered all of it to you as a visual, I guess, a viewer, and you're watching it visual, like, well, what is that? How'd that get there? Then why is their arm gone? And like it just answered so many questions one after
Yeah.
another. It really did such a good job at hooking you and then paying off everything. And this movie did what the last movie did, besides that one character, besides Kitty's character. You know, you kind of get all the resolve you possibly can through this movie. It sets up everything in this one movie and it resolves everything in this one movie. There
Yeah.
doesn't really have to be a sequel at this point. There's going to be. It's already been shot. It's
Well, I
already
mean,
in post. But
spoiler alert, Miles Quaritch gets away again.
yes, he gets away.
His son saves him. And so,
God.
you know, that was such a I was like, no, just leave him. Let him die.
But you gotta think, like, if
I
you were in that
love the way it was
situation-
done, though. I love the way it
Yep.
was done because what it shows is he is more of a compassionate. He's more human than his dad, and I mean that.
Yep.
Like, I mean the Na'vi are more.
Mhm.
They're more human,
Yeah.
than a lot of the the people we see in this. It's like, honestly, it's a bad picture of humanity, which I think
It
is the
really
right picture
is.
of humanity right now. It's the true picture that we
That's a
don't
good
want to
point.
see.
Yeah.
And but you've got just the way he pulls him up, saves his life, and he's like, "Hey, come with me," and he just turns around and hisses at him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I
And runs
love that!
off.
Like, and like jumps away. Like, listen, I saved your life, but I don't like you.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, you are my bio. You know what's the line? What's the line from Guardians? I may not be your I may
You know,
not be your father, but I sure am your daddy, or like whatever
Or,
that
well,
line
it's
is.
like he may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
Daddy, that's right. There
That
you
sounds
go.
way less sexual than the one you said.
Yeah.
So, you know, no, just playing. Sorry.
No, but you
Just a
take
little
a
bit.
second and you realize that what they did with this movie, which I think is so impressive, is that they took what was set up in the first one, and not only did they double down, but they opened up new pathways. They
Yeah.
even allowed you. They expanded on the lore a lot more than what I was expecting, and it worked. I mean, this movie really, really genuinely worked for me. Some other big scenes that like I really connected with was the idea of, like, you know, animal, like we said earlier, the animal consciousness stuff. I mean, that's huge. You know, man versus nature, trying to stop nature from you know, I guess, taking over, or the cynical nature of man within itself, right? Like,
Yeah.
being able to understand that that's part of our experience. Like, yes, we you know, we can all admit today, unless you have a different diet, but like, I mean, I eat chicken wings for lunch. Like, that organism had to die for my benefit. You know what I mean? And you have to almost be thankful for those things. And the Avatar movies have really done that well. Really makes you
Right.
reflect on that, you know?
Well,
That
and I mean it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, that's all a part of what we do as a civilization, you know, and obviously it's
Uh-huh.
very it's very Native American. It's also very, you know, it's also a very natural culture, I guess, approach. But like, I they did it even better this one, you know,
Yeah.
that the connection through nature with Kitty's
Well,
character.
It's just it's a lesson that I think especially Western cultures need to learn, is that,
Definitely.
well, I mean, just as humanity, we need to learn that we need to stop fighting back the environment and start working with it a
Yes.
little bit.
Yes.
That was even a theme tomorrow. Strange World drops on Disney Plus.
Oh, does it really?
Watch
Okay,
it.
cool.
Watch it,
I'm gonna
everyone.
watch
It's the
it.
same kind of themes. It's the
Oh, that's
theme of
awesome.
you must find a way to live harmoniously with your environment,
Yeah.
or it will be chaos.
Yeah.
You know, it'll only end in death if you don't. And
Mhm.
Avatar, I mean, is the more you know, again, showing more of the ugly side
Sure.
of this coin and everything, you know. We got You were talking about the unobtainium being the it is the whale the brain oil or whatever,
Sure.
whatever they get from the brain, but also the big thing, and this is another indictment on I think mainly white people as a whole. Meet Scotty, both of us cis white men, white males.
Yeah.
How the colonization thing,
Oh
where we
yeah.
ruined our planet. So now the big, we're not here to mine. They say we're here to get this ready for people to come here because
Yep.
this is going to be our planet now.
God, that was a crazy line, and they didn't really go back to that. That's a good point. They kind of addressed that.
They
That's setting
said
the
it,
third one.
and then that's
Yeah.
that's just the whole thing. That's because they built a city this time.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a compound. They built a city. They burned shit to the ground.
Yes.
They burned entire patches of forest to make a desert
Yep.
to build a city. It's crazy.
So wild.
But it's not far off of what we do to actual nature.
Earth
That's
is
the thing.
dying. That was her exact line. Earth is dying.
Earth is dying.
Damn.
And I'm sitting there going like, yeah, she's right. It is.
It is. That's 100%
I'm sitting here
right.
with like the majority of the massive snow outside right now. Yeah, we're
It's
screwed.
fighting back. It's fighting back right now, and it's gonna win.
Yeah.
Or not. I mean, that's the scary part. And like, there is a colonization aspect that I guess in this movie I didn't really expect because they already addressed that in the previous one. But it's weird that
They
it kind of
doubled
had
down.
God, there's another really classic story of like people hunting one person and killing everyone in their path for that. I guess that's really the Force Awakens. That's the whole point of the Force Awakens, was like them hunting for Luke, looking for Luke, with both the Resistance and the First Order. But like and it happens a lot in stories where you are looking for one person, and no matter what, these people will tear down, destroy, kill cultures. And that one part where they burned down the village because they're looking for Jake was
Oh
horrible.
man.
And it come to find out those people knew where Jake was because they had talked about it. Their tribes had discussed it. And I was like, God, that they did not squeal because of this one, human avatar hybrid. Oh God.
See, I think I was thinking the first village did not know for real.
Oh, it was the
second
next
village.
one
The
did know.
second village did, but I think you're right. I think they did burn the. I can't remember. Those scenes blend together because they are like boom,
They're
boom.
brutal. They're brutal.
It's so bad. And I'm sitting there like feeling like poor Spider having to translate and go, I'm sorry. I like. Can you imagine?
No.
I don't want to be with those guys. Like I'm not with them. Oh God, the colonization, the dehumanizing, which is a word, like again, I know we're talking aliens here, but it's this is something that happens.
But then
imagine when we find aliens, we're not going to think that they're like real beings or people. We're not going to treat them as equals.
No,
we're going to treat them like this. This movie is how we're going to treat them.
Literally,
because we're assholes.
Literally, yep,
we are assholes.
If they got something we can use, we're going to take it. And that's just human nature, and it's not fair.
It's effing horrifying.
They
are the alien invasion. We are the alien
literally,
invasion.
we are the alien invasion. And like, there was a couple of things that happened, at least for me, throughout the movie where I just realized like they didn't double down on things from the first one. They really did expand into new territories. And
right.
I was really impressed with the idea of like, speciesism, where like, or I guess I don't know if this is the right word for it, but like it's kind of like us with people that are of different ethnicities. Like, white people treat black people differently, and people from people from Mexico treat people from other. It's just like regardless of where you're from, we're part of the same exact species. We're all Homo sapiens. But like the second the tree Navi got to the water Navi, they were like, oh, you can't swim, you're weak, your tails are funny, they're hairy. Like they had different things and they were being kind of rude to each other, but that doesn't matter. I mean, that was the whole plot. They even
they overcome it.
They overcome it and they got better at it. But like, once it's something that we see, and even in human, like if you ever were a kid and you go to a different school, like you went to that school, well, you're not this, blah, blah, blah. It's just
Yeah.
We see it all the time in human nature, and I was very happy they addressed that because I knew that would be a problem. That not all the Na'vi can get along until they figure out their differences and resolve them and learn from each other, and they became part of their culture. And I do like at the end they were like, we are water people now. We're part of the
Mm.
water tribe.
Well, yeah, this is our
the
home.
way of water. This is our home. And like, God, the way of water, really, that title was perfect. It was perfect.
Oh yeah.
The way of water, to die and be born by it, to be, they it's from the trailer. They like went through the whole monologue in the movie, and it was even
Yeah.
better,
Oh,
They buried
dude,
their son.
in
They buried
tears.
their son in the water. The very end, I was like, damn. And the little anemone or Awa like encompasses him
Awa
in the pool.
anemone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brings him down. I'm like, oh, they buried their son in the water. Like, it's damn, it works so well. God, it works so well.
By the way,
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana, fantastic performance.
Oh yes, I like
Fantastic
though.
performance as sorry, with the death of a child, the way
yes.
she reacted and did it.
Yes.
Yeah. That was, it's off-putting. It's very it's visceral. It is, it's grating.
Well, she became a mom. Since 2009, she became a mom throughout those times. I mean, she was real young when 2009 happened with the first Avatar, but now she's had kids like in her own life, and I'm sure she channeled that energy. And like, I think it was really important that they showed that your brain almost goes into an animalistic. When you experience grief, when you experience death, your brain kind of has to flip you have to kind of accept that death is a natural thing. And like, she does it in her own way, and it's so well done. And I will say, it was nice to see who's the guy that plays Jake Sully, the actor. God, I forget his name.
Sam Worthington.
I'm glad that him and Zoe Saldana kind of took a backseat with this movie. They had big moments, but they weren't the focus, which was nice.
No,
you let them breathe a little bit more, and they had their little moments of them talking, and I'm like, this is so wonderful. Them struggling to be parents, them struggling to know what to do with their kids, and then the really cool balance of, and this is something we know, we both have significant others, when you've got the two women that were heads of tribes kind of going at it, and the men being like, yep, like I kind of love that scene when you see two other people butt heads and the men are
let's say, I've had, and yes, no, it's
that's a real feeling.
You're like, listen, buddy,
like,
listen,
I'll let them.
You brought this on yourself, okay?
Yeah.
I can't help you anymore.
Like, it was so cool to see the scene where Jake is trying to ride that little fish glider.
See, that's exactly what I said. No, I don't have a significant other. I had. No. We're divorced now.
But
so
other.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Sorry.
Scotty misspoke. I do not have I am single.
He'll meet someone at the wedding in April. You'll meet someone.
That's what it'll be. I'll meet someone at the wedding.
They'll hit it off.
And they'll be like, hey, move to Michigan with me.
Yeah. But I was thrilled with the progress of these characters. They didn't really hold back in that way. I was afraid they would. I was afraid the characters would be somewhat stagnant. Not at all. Every character went a direction I didn't expect, and every character also fulfilled a promise of building. You know what I mean? That's kind of hard to do, at least to me personally. Like, it's hard to write characters further. And then, of course, I guess we can end on this in the next couple of minutes, but where is this going? What do you think? Where are we going with this?
I don't know, and that's what I love the most about it. Oh, you pulled up.
Wipe my eyes.
I got the. I'm crying thinking about this movie. I got the tired, weepy eyes right now. No, I don't know, and that's what I love. I love going into a movie not knowing where it's going.
Yes.
And not knowing what the final destination is going to be, and we have that in this now. And people are always like, hey, I want an original franchise to get into. Give me something new and original. Okay, yeah, Avatar may have taken from other things, right? It's that story. The first one is Fern Gully, right? Whatever. You can make your jokes, Alden Diaz, Pastor Diaz.
Katie also feels that way. She always just Fern Gully.
But this is not Fern Gully 2. Okay?
No.
This is a different thing, and honestly, this kicks Fern Gully's ass. Okay? This kicks Fern Gully's ass. I'll say that. Hello, Scooty J-Ro. What the hell is happening right now?
Slosh is here, not Slash. Slosh is here.
Yes, Slosh. Good old Slosh. But listen.
That's right.
Alden is the official list. Pastor, we respect Pastor Diaz in this house, but at the
You're
same
the
time,
Podfather, Pete. But we gotta
listen. We got to give it to the pastor. That's Pastor Diaz. All right, which I told him tonight. I'm calling him that from now on, and I'm doubling down. But this is not. This is completely utter like you were doing, Scotty. This is
new franchise.
Utterly whole and original. This is a new franchise.
This isn't Harry Potter.
This is a new old franchise.
This isn't Star Wars. This isn't Star Trek.
It's not based on anything else.
Marvel. This is maybe one of the
except
first
for
ones.
our own, except for the absolute horrors that humanity is capable of. That's all it's based on. Is that we're giant assholes in the universe?
Literally.
That's all it is.
It's well done,
and also family.
but it's also well done. I mean, you can see its roots. You can see where it comes from. You can see that it's inspired by the power of the myth. I mean, it's inspired by a lot of stuff. Like I will admit,
got it right there.
I just bought it. I just bought it today. I'm gonna read through it, and I can't wait to highlight it.
Perfect.
Super excited. But that being said,
all night to put that up there, haven't you?
I know I have.
I love it.
I want nothing more than for when I see this movie, and he's even said like it could end on the third one if it had to, which I'm fine with, but I want to explore a few things like you said earlier. I want to explore the nature of them getting people on that planet. I want them to explore maybe the idea of a different biome, right? I kind of like the trope of each new movie has a different biome. Like, I'd be kind of cool. Like, let's go to a mountain. Maybe go to the snowy areas.
The way of the mountain.
Of Pandora.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. The way of frozen water. I mean, they could even go.
Don't call it the way of ice. Call it the way of frozen water.
They could. Maybe they're able to go to like a volcano biome. I don't know. Like they have so much, and obviously James Cameron is a
planet Earth, but way neater and cooler.
Yeah,
in the words of Connor. Way.
But you know what's funny? It's not, because it's just paralleling what we have on Earth, and it almost makes you think, well, I'm thankful for what we have. Like, if you wanted to right now, you can go on YouTube or Disney Plus, any Netflix or Discovery Plus, and just watch like deep sea oceanography documentaries. You can watch coral reef videos. Like it's all there. That's real. That is our Earth, but it's a different appreciation. If we were able to take a tail from our head and connect directly with nature, I wouldn't be podcasting if I weren't able to truly like feel nature, be one with nature.
If you could put your head tendril like connect deeply spiritually. And I think we've established in this movie it is more spiritual. It is not sexual. Stop making the sex jokes about the head tendril thing. It's not sexual. James Cameron is tired of answering questions about this like the sexual doings of these people. But anyway, sorry, I took that a different. But no, you're right. This planet is what Avatar should make you go. Oh, this planet is beautiful. We need to protect it at all costs.
It has for me. Like every time I've
protected it at all costs.
I don't mean to like be on a high horse, but like after these kind of movies, I do kind of focus more on the nature of what I'm around, and not get frustrated by the things that like, sure, we're gonna have a big freeze tomorrow, like, and that's happening across the nation. Like, even Louisiana is going to be
with it,
like 20 degrees tomorrow morning. So like, it's going to be inconvenient. The power may even go out. Like, it may be shit, but at the same exact time, just know that it's part of what it means to be a human, part of the experience of nature. By the way, 500 years ago, people were still living people still live in literal shacks, but people like that was the mode of living. But anyway, I'm going off on a different tangent. I just love the Na'vi, much like the Native Americans and even other native species of different, island tribes. You could even say like the Polynesians or anyone that's in this, that other, I guess, the the New Zealand part of the world, like all those areas. I mean, they were all tropical based, tribes, and like their appreciation of nature. It almost makes me go, like, God, we just need to. If we just were to get back into it, things like global warming wouldn't be such a problem. Things like the lack of respect we have, the amount of garbage dumps there are, the energy that we just run through wouldn't be a problem. I know this movie obviously is a cash grab, and it's something that people will
In a
end up
way,
making it that way, but it's not. It's not.
it
It's a
but
message.
it doesn't mean that cash grabs that doesn't mean that cash grabs can't make good points.
Yes.
Like it doesn't mean that you can't put a message in. And I mean, I don't think it's ham-fisted. In fact, I think it's not ham-fisted enough. I think
Yeah.
that there needs to be a little title card at the beginning there going, we are the bad guys in this movie. This is what we're doing to our planet. We've done to
Yes.
people on this planet, and
Yes.
we need to change and make reparations to do this kind of stuff,
Yes.
do the work to work towards a better future for our children and their children's children and stuff like that. And because I don't think people get it through their thick heads. Scotty, they see,
No.
hey, well, I would never be mean to a blue person, but then they'll go out and like be mean to
Yeah.
they'll literally be racist
Literally.
out in the world and stuff. Because you have to be ham-fisted with these people. But this movie, I think, did a good job still. And if you are watching this, I think you get, okay, wow, there's a lot going on here.
Yep.
That is wrong. That is
And it's
very
important.
real world.
It's important too. But
It is.
I'm glad we could talk about this tonight. And this has been a good night. I know a lot of this has been on our minds, and we may even revisit this in the future when we have our sequel to Way of Water, which will be coming out, I think, in 2 years. So it's much closer than it is farther away now at this point. We'll still be creating content more than likely whenever the next movie comes out. It won't be 13 years, I don't think. But like I really enjoyed being able to digest this movie, not just with you, but I think for the rest of time. I know that sounds silly, but like I hope this is one of those movies that people go, the first one's not that bad, and this second one's really, really good. Like I'm tired of the hate that some of these movies receive for whatever reason. So
right,
what if they are hot? Referring to what, Joey? My sweet boy, Joey Tight Pants. I love him. God, this is a good point. The Matrix works on 3 different levels. It's true. It does. That's why it works. But like I don't know. I'm very excited to be able to experience what these next ones have in store. And overall, I love this movie. Really, I really love this movie.
I think we're in for something special. I think we're in for some very good, at the very least, very good sci-fi.
Yes.
And again, very good sci-fi is a mirror to society and stuff.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, it does get quote unquote political. It gets into I think kind of where society has its it's kind of dark underbelly.
Sure.
The stuff that we don't want to talk about, the stuff we don't want to see about ourselves. And that's
it's one of those ones where you like leave the movie and you almost feel guilty. You're almost like,
yeah,
like damn.
And I mean, yeah, enjoy it as a movie and stuff, but at the same time, it's very entertaining. It's very good, dude. That entire like the last hour is an action set piece in this movie.
It's perfect.
It's like you just buckle up for the last hour of this thing.
God,
it's so
couldn't
good.
believe it. It was building to it too, and it built really well.
Oh, perfect build. But no, this is, hey man. This is Avatar's world now. It's James Cameron's world. We owe him our fealty and allegiance.
We are living in it. That's right.
We are living in James Cameron's world, and he's saying, "Y'all better not f this up for me. Y'all better start recycling and doing your thing. Okay, do your part. I'm tired of it myself." That's what James Cameron.
My buddy
said.
Pete, sweet Pete. It was a very fast 3 hours and 10 minutes.
It
that is hard to say. My God, like the other movie that was that long was Endgame, and Endgame had its moments where I was like, "Oh man, like this is kind of dragging." But like a lot of this movie was just like.
See, I'm the opposite of Endgame. I thought Endgame flew by too, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but like this definitely, I I remember thinking, listen, I don't mind if this keeps going forever.
Yeah.
Like when it ended, I was like, oh, okay, we're at the end, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mind if I just sat
There
in that
is
theater for the rest of my
apparently
life.
like a much longer cut. Like the third one is like there's a 9-hour
We've heard
cut of the third
there's
one.
a 9-hour
I'm like,
cut.
how is that possible? Like, how do you
listen,
film
James,
so much?
Listen.
Oh my god. But anyway, Jerry, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to end off with, anything else to say besides obviously a very happy holidays to those that celebrate, because we're going to take a little bit of a break. Let me get a graphic up here. I made a very
happy
special
all holidays, whatever you're celebrating
Yes.
this holiday season. Yeah, happy that, you know.
100. Let me actually make a graphic right now.
We're
we
gonna
will
do
be
on the
returning
fly.
We will be
Yes.
returning fairly soon. So I think that'd be
That
about
is to be determined. I think
2-week
right?
hiatus. Yeah.
A little bit of a 2-week hiatus. Yeah, we're literally doing this on screen as we talk to you guys. So
Yeah. But we do plan when we do come back to have a lot of the shows lined up for the future, so you know what to expect. We're going to try to make our content, as interactive as possible. We always have, but we want to focus a lot more on our shorts on YouTube, but
Yes,
also focus on our I guess the actual chance of being able to go live on TikTok as well, just for fun. I know it's silly, but it's I've watched some TikTok lives recently, and there's a
It's where
lot
the
of
kids are.
engagement. There's a lot of engagement in those areas, so I don't
Yeah.
want nothing more than that. Kiz is here. Kiz.
Kiz. Oh, what's up, Kiz? I think
My
that like
favorite
half of
band.
90% of the people watching right now, I think, are the same person.
But yeah, look, I made this
Really
graphic.
seems.
How
Which is great.
wonderful.
Look at
this.
that.
Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy them.
Beautiful.
Make sure they stay Bombad. Yeah, so look forward to what we
Yes.
got in the future. And as always, Jerry, I don't know if you want to sign off now, but thank you for joining. Shout out to our patrons as well. You should have got a package in, or you should be getting a package in soon. But very thankful for everyone that helped. And like William Hardy
And
said,
keep sending us the pictures. Sorry, keep sending us the pictures of those packages. We love to see it.
scripted. It's Bombad. It's never scripted.
It is bomb. No,
Never.
Never
Never.
scripted, often duplicated, but never actually duplicated. I said
Never
that
actually.
wrong. I said it wrong. Never. No, it's never duplicated. Imitated, never duplicated. That's close to the phrase.
That's
It's close
it.
to it. Yes.
Beautiful. Well, Jerry, I don't know if you want to give us a good stay Bombad, and we'll get out of here and enjoy our little rest. I'll have Bombad Gaming for the next 2 weeks, but in terms of
don't worry.
Bombadcast, we're gonna have a little bit of a hiatus and come back full effing swing.
Fresh. Listen, y'all go out there, save the environment, okay? Do your part. And listen, stay Bombad, because if you don't, no one else will, and the planet is going to die. The planet will die. So stay Bombad.
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Jackie. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share.
What is it? Pasquale?
It's a dream about a world when nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right.
As I point up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind.
I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? Alzheimer's disregard, a broken bottle top,
And a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and all
for us to take a break. But we wouldn't dream of being gone for long.